Hi, it's the Woolista. Almost forgot what button to push. I haven't recorded a video in so long. So today I'm working on a Polypay fleece that a new friend she's gotten some sheep in. So I'm going to work on hers and show you a little bit how to process it. So this is right off the sheep. This is the sheared ends. I'm going to move this out of the way. Right off the sheep, as you can tell. Some bits are like really dirty, and nothing has been done to it yet. This is it's got hay in it, all kinds of like little fun stuff. This is our sheared end. Right here, this is where they cut it against the sheep, and the dirtier ends are the outer of their coat, the top of their coat. And this is right here where they got cut. And this is really nice. Lock structure, not falling apart, not coming undone. Typical things that you look for in a fleece, but I'll go over that in a different segment or a different video. So just going to take a few minutes here and go through this. So first we pull the locks out. And I've got these baskets right here, and I line them up in the baskets. We can see that. These are just dollar store baskets. I like the ones with all the holes in them because I do a first spray whenever I wash them, and I'll show you that whenever we get to that. But yeah. First, we pull them out like this. Just go through your fleece. Some people line up the fleece depending on the type of fleece. I will lay it out all real pretty. If it was a prize-winning fleece or something you're really going to take care with to do something very specific with, or like cashmere or something you paid an arm and a leg for. Little bits, this is like a trash bin for me. I put all my little bits in here, things I'm not going to process. I'll show you as we get to those. So I come up here and I just pull it apart, kind of put it back in order like this, kind of go like this. And what I do at this point is I take it and I flick the ends if they're real dirty with my brush. You can use a dog brush. This is a flicker brush specifically made for flicking wool because it's got these tines on these cards and these teeth. But yeah, literally you can use the dog brush. I do have those too. And then I flick the ends open, and then it, you don't have to go crazy on it. Just I flick them open to, if you see the difference in this opened one versus the non-opened one, it just lets the water get to it easy whenever we do our first wash. I would not recommend holding it up like this, flicking it. I'm only doing it this way for show, for the video, because you're going to kill your knuckles and your fingers. Believe me, I have. What I do all the time, let me grab some more. Again, you're just grabbing into the fleece and pulling some apart like this, keeping your lock structure together, lining it up. Some, if they're so dirty that you don't think there's any way anything's going to come about it, or just put it in your waste basket. And like little bits like this, that you can't do nothing with this, and it just falls right apart. These are like second cuts. That's one of the first things we do when we go through a fleece is look for debris, vegetable matter they call it, poop, whatever you want to call it, hay, little second cuts. Second cuts is when they do the initial cutting in the sheep, and then they have to, do it the second layer in order to make the cut to get the wool off. So when you pull this out like this, you put your lock structure together, and then you just kind of go like this. We'll see these little bits that'll fall out. All those are what we initially throw away in our, while we're, initially processing the fleece. All that I just throw into this right here. At the end of the day, I just go throw it out in the yard for the birds. But back to the flicking. What I have, I don't know if I can show you here. So I have this, it's a piece of, it's a leather apron. It's suede, my husband has it, and I put it on my lap, and I put the wool against it, and I flick it against my, my protected lap. So then I don't take out my fingers as much. Because I have made myself bleed over and over and over and over and over again. So you can take out one lump at a time, or clump at a time, and open it up. Or, I like to, I'll fill up a whole entire, get a lot going, and then pull them out and flick them while I'm watching a movie or whatever out here in my work area. Oh, what you want, Callie? I hear you crying. All this right here is like little underbelly stuff that you can't do anything with this. You can't spin it. So this is just going to be in my first initial waste that I just give to the birds. See, it'll just pull off. See how like I'm going to pull a lock structure off, and this just came out of it. I just put it there. Taking it right here, and I'm just going to pull this away from the rest of the fleece. And if you see little, pieces of hay, whatever, I always have a spot on the floor right in front of me. I don't do this in my house. I do this outside, or I do it in my garage, which is a studio, but it does not have any carpet or nothing. And then I sweep up after I'm done. Because you don't want this stuff in your, it's just all yuck. Okay, initial, and then I'm going to put that in the basket, and then whenever I get the basket full, I'm going to start opening it up. Big pieces of stuff like this. Just, get rid of it. And that's what you do through the whole entire fleece. You just sit here, and it's very soothing, very relaxing to just process a fleece. It's one of the most relaxing things I was going to say that I ever do, but I bought a motorcycle this year, so I'm really finding it relaxing to get out there and ride my motorcycle. With the wind in my hair, and yeah, I'm loving that. So all we want to do at this point is get our, see, and these are just little. I'm not going to do that with that. Now, I will say, I'll tell you that whenever we're washing it. Depending on what you're going to use your wool for, depends on if you want to keep your lock structure together the whole entire way through washing. Some people do this process, and then they just throw them in those lingerie mesh bags to wash, which is perfectly fine. I've done that with many fleeces if you're not going to need your lock structure kept together. And a lot of weaving. People keep the lock structure together. It just depends on what you're going to do with it after you wash it. This right here, I'm probably just going to comb and spin it all, because I did process some already, and it's turning out beautifully. Just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, just pull it apart like this. Put it all back in order. Pick your little bits out. And then I'll catch up with you whenever we have some more done, and we are going to then wash it. I'm going to get all 3 of these full and then wash it. So I'll be back in a moment.